I'm here joined by Leah. Hello.
Hi,
Hi, thanks for joining me today.
no problem.
So where are you from?
I'm from
You're
England.
from England, okay. And how would you say the gun control rates are over there?
Uh, Pretty much total. It's illegal to own a handgun, and I believe you can only obtain like a hunting rifle if you get a special license for it over here.
So, like, normal civilians like you and me can't have them.
Oh no, no, no. There was you. I mean, I suppose if you want to go out hunting, you'd need to like prove to the police that you like deserve this hunting license, and you're not just going to go around and shoot everybody and everything. But
Right.
yeah, we can't just go into a shop and buy a gun or anything.
Yeah, okay, so you just can't go into any random shop and get a gun.
No, there are no gun stores over here because
Okay.
it's kind of illegal to own one.
Alright. And how do you feel about America's gun control stuff right now?
There's not much
Not
of
much. Okay.
gun control. Lots of we see not so much anymore, but on the news we see pretty much every other week. It's this school has had a shooting and this school has had a shooting, and nobody's doing anything because it's not the guns that kill people.
Right. That makes sense. Do you think maybe there's something we could change about it?
Yeah, I mean, lots of other countries have just been able to straight ban outright guns, and then their gun crime has pretty much dropped to zero. But I mean, having a longer probationary period between like getting a background check and then like owning a gun, if you are a convicted criminal of any kind of violent crimes or anything, you're not allowed a gun. Just having higher and more restrictions and having them straight across, like not one rule for one state and then one rule for a different state, just having it like flat out across America would probably help a lot as well, so people don't need to state jump to get a gun if they just really want one.
Okay. So you think like a national wide like regimen is in order?
Oh yeah, lots of just having it set out straight across the entire like of the United States would probably be helpful. So if people didn't want to get a gun for the weekend, having to go through a 3 month probationary period in their state, but then they could just drive half an hour, 2 hours up to the next state and then buy one in the corner shop and only need to wait 2 hours.
Okay. Do you think there's anything like the normal citizen like you or me could do, like to help with this?
I mean, probably not carrying around a gun. Like, a person is smart, but people are stupid. So, if even if you've got like an open or closed carry, you might think you're safe. You know that you've gone through, I don't know, your 20, 30, 40 hours of required gun handling, but all the people down the streets in the shops, they don't know that. They just see a person with a gun, which makes them freak out. The police is called, it turns into a big issue when really there isn't actually an issue.
All right. That makes a lot of sense. Is there anything you'd like to leave us with today?
Um, I mean, not having we get lots of reports in America, obviously not so much now, but where we see America has had this school shooting, and the next week it's America has had this school shooting, and then the week after it's America has had 6 school shootings in a week, and it gets reported so much outside of America, and we always see the debates online or on our newscasters, which is what can they do, and everybody's saying ban guns, and then you've got people who are so pro guns who are just like, it's not the gun's fault. If I put a gun like on the ground, it's not going to go around spontaneously shooting people, and that's not really the issue here. It's
Right.
if you want to do something about your gun control, do it. Like England had a very large mass shooting, and then pretty much immediately afterwards, in like 1997, we made it illegal to own guns, and now we don't have gun crimes. We don't even need to learn about gun crimes because they aren't an issue. In I think Australia as well, they were allowed guns much like America, and then they had a massive school shooting, and then since then they banned guns as well. And if the only people who can have it are people with hunting licenses who are recorded, like you know that they're not going to because they are like big game sportsmen. It's not the average Tom, Dick, and Harry walking down the street, which you don't know if they've got a gun.
Right. Okay. Well, I'd like to thank you for joining me today for this interview.
No problem. Thank
Uh,
you for having me.
you've given me some very eye-opening information.
No
Once
problem.
again,
Thank you.
thank you for joining me today.
No problem.
Hi, I'm here joined by Brad. Hello.
Hi,
Thanks for joining me today for this interview.
no problem.
So, Brad, where are you from?
I'm from England.
You're from England, okay. So, how would you describe your gun control laws in England?
Basically, we don't have them. We don't, guns, I mean.
Regular
They're pretty much the only guns you can get are like basic BB guns, really. Like, and that's stretching it. But yeah, they're not really a thing.
Okay.
It's even rare to see police with them.
Oh, you rarely see police with them.
hmm
When do you see police with them?
Usually only when there's some serious threats. So if there's claims of terrorism, obviously outside, like outside Buckingham Palace, there's terror threats, bomb threats, that kind of stuff. Like the average policeman that you see on their rounds has like a baton and maybe a taser.
Okay. So how do you feel like America's done with our gun control laws?
In all honesty, not very well.
Not well.
I don't really understand how you can have such a high rate of gun crime and do basically nothing about it.
That's what I've tried to figure out while writing this lecture, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it is quite baffling at times.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what kind of changes maybe we can make to help out?
The bit I'm not completely up to date on what your current gun laws and stuff are, but it really feels like there should be a full psychiatric test before you're allowed to wield a weapon that is that dangerous, especially when it comes to some of the more the up steps from like pistols.
Right, okay.
I guess other than that, I guess having open carry is probably, that kind of stuff shouldn't really be allowed. Like, you shouldn't be able to just walk around in public with your guns, because I don't know the best way to describe it, but I always feel like if you have it, you're that much more likely to actually use it, whereas if you don't have it, there's no danger there.
Mm-hmm. So, are you saying that open carry is something that maybe is helping with the amount of gun crime we have?
I mean, no. I think being able to just have it and proud. So, like, what's the word? I'm not entirely sure the best way to describe it is. Having it so readily and easily available just makes you that much more likely to go for it. You know what I mean?
Right. So you're saying maybe stop the amount of guns in, like, everywhere.
Yeah, but the less of them there are in public, in circulation, the less likely it is it's going to actually end up being used.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to leave us with today? Like, any thoughts, any opinions on this?
Not without getting super political about it.
Okay. Well,
So I'll leave it there.
yeah, I understand, trust me. Well, thank you for doing this interview with me today, Brad.
Very welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm here joined today with Ben. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for joining me today, Ben.
No problem.
So Ben, where are you from?
I'm from the UK.
You're from the UK, specifically like England?
Yes, near Oxford.
Okay. So what would you say your gun control, like, laws are?
I've never looked into it personally, but as far as I know, the only people that can get them are farmers.
Okay. So you don't see, like, random civilians like you and me, like, having them?
No.
How do you feel about that? Do you think that's a good thing?
It's never been a problem for me. I know lots of people have problems with knives and that, which is sort of the equivalent
Knives.
over here, but knives, like
Yeah, like
having
stabbing. You have an issue with knives.
Well, not specifically, but that is our equivalent,
Oh no.
more or less, because nobody has got the problem. Instead, goes to knives
Oh,
and the
okay.
control around that. But it isn't typically a problem. I mean, occasionally you hear stories about someone got shotgunned somewhere,
Hmm.
but they're very, very rare and far between.
So you don't have like school shooting like media stuff.
No, I can't remember us ever having a problem with that.
Okay. How do you feel like America's doing on our gun control stuff?
I haven't heard very many good things.
Uh huh.
I know it's quite lax and they're quite easy to get a hold of, all things considered.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And there are quite a few problems with school shootings,
No, there
which
are.
is mostly what I've heard.
Mhm.
Of course, being from a different country, we do just hear the extreme
Okay.
because that's what actually gets across the pond.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
But-
sense. Do you think like you said the school shootings are a big thing. Do you think there's something that maybe like we could do to fix it?
Possibly. I know it would be quite hard to
Mhm.
because of how well spread and lax gun control is at the moment.
Mhm.
Actually, then controlling that would be very difficult.
Yeah.
But gun control would be a start.
Okay. Do you think there's anything like the average citizen like I could do to maybe like help with this?
Make sure you're registered to vote, I suppose.
Do you think maybe spreading awareness would help?
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, that would actually
No,
do,
you're
I
good.
imagine. Yeah. Yeah, there's always something you can do. It might not do very much, but you can always try.
Okay. So you always think that no matter like how small you are, you can always make like a big impact.
Yeah. If you convince one person, infinitely more than convincing no people.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to leave us with today?
Don't do drugs, stay in school.
Wonderful message. Thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.